Hi everyone, so I have a question from somebody called Sam Gray, and he says he would like a video about how to accept where you are at when other people have expectations of you to be able to do normal people stuff would be great. How to be okay with saying no and not feeling guilty when people don't understand. How to not compare yourself to other people when you're feeling really low. Okay, so first and foremost, by comparing yourself to other people, you have to look at it like this every time when you're recovering. What are you achieving by comparing yourself to other people? When I was chronically ill and I compared myself to other people, I felt incredibly depressed. I felt worse. This is something that I have to comment on actually, is the fact that when I was recovering, I had a cocoon around me. I stopped looking at social media, I stopped looking at the news, I stopped looking at anything. Anything that could potentially ruin my state of mind, I avoided 100%. I also avoided interactions that were draining. If people were making me feel worse for the situation I were in, I just didn't talk to them. You know, this is quite brutal. I honestly think a lot of people don't understand how brutally selfish you have to be to recover. You know, if someone's giving you shit, they don't understand. I personally would just have avoided that person. And then when I recovered, I'd go back and show them the difference that's happened in you. You know, for me it was like a big fuck you to everyone that didn't understand, like, you know, gave me shit for it pretty much when I was ill. So yeah, understand that what are you doing when you compare yourself to other people? Are you helping yourself towards recovery, or are you helping yourself not at all? It doesn't really make sense. You're not helping yourself when you're comparing yourself to other people. How do you not compare yourself? Stop comparing yourself. You just stop doing it. You stop looking at things that make you compare yourself to other people. Also understand that your journey is your journey, and no one's one journey is the same. So don't compare yourself to other people, because it's only going to bring you down. Try and make that cocoon around yourself, and anything that's trying to bring you down as you're trying to get out of this massive hole, just simply ignore it, or just get it out of your life for now. You know, it doesn't have to be forever, but get it out of your life for now. You're in a sensitive position. Stop allowing it to bring you down. So how do you accept where you are at? All you can do is accept where you're at. If you're not patient, yeah, and you're like, I just want to get rid of this now, I want to recover now. By doing that, all you've done is built up frustration for yourself. You've become angry with the situation you're in, and you've actually achieved nothing. Again, like the other thing, you've achieved nothing by being frustrated and not accepting where you're at. You have to accept wherever you are at in life if you want to change it. I got to the point where, also, one of the other questions was asking me about what kind of books I recommend. The Power of Now helped me about accepting the position I'm in. You know, gratitude, having been grateful for the things that I do have, even though I was chronically ill and just never left the house. At least I had a bed, at least I had a house, at least I'm not in a third world country, at least I'm not in Syria, you know? Just looking on the positive side all the time, you know? Our brain's a very powerful thing, and it really influences, like, the way we are. So, even though it's not all to do with psychology, that psychology plays a role in you recovering. So, without acceptance, you can't really move forward. It's the same with grieving, I guess, you know? If you can't accept that somebody's gone, you're never going to fully move on. So acceptance in any situation is going to help you move forward in life, and it's no different with a chronic illness. So the other part of the question, other people's expectations, you know, from me, for example, my brother was doing extremely well at university, he's got a good job, and he's doing everything he's supposed to do. And then there was me, on the other hand, that was at home, a hermit, housebound, antisocial, blinds up because I couldn't tolerate light, you know, just complete polar opposite, and people judging me for being a... They would be looking at me and be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy, you know? And of course that's gonna make you feel like shit, but understand that they have no idea what you're going through. They have no idea what you're going through. And you just have to ignore those people. Like I said before, I got rid of all of them. I got rid of every single one of them. My recovery, my health means more than anything else. Any relationship I could have, anything. My wellness means more than anything. Because without it, you don't want to live. You don't want to be here. So what's the fucking point of having a relationship if you personally don't want to be here? So that's my take on others' expectations. Ignore them. They don't have a clue what you're going through. And all they can do is give you a bit of sympathy. But honestly, what does sympathy do? It kind of just holds you where you are. It doesn't really change the situation at all, does it? You know, you can plead and plead and plead and ask someone, please understand, you know, I'm in pain right now. I've got ice packs on my arms, you know. I can't sleep, I have insomnia, and they're just, all they can do is say, oh, you poor thing. What has it done? What has it achieved? Sympathy actually achieves nothing, you know. So that's why I personally cut all my contacts, focused on creating a cocoon around myself, learning to accept the situation I'm in, and moving towards a better life for myself. Being selfish about it. You have to be selfish. That's the bottom line. You have to be selfish. You can't be taking other people's considerations in and everything and looking after other people's emotional well-being when you're recovering, because you have a lot on your plate on your own. How to be okay with saying no and not feeling guilty? Well, again, you have to be selfish. You say no because that's the best thing to do towards recovery. If somebody asks you to go out for a night or something and you're feeling dreadful, you don't give in to peer pressure, because they don't have to live in the body you have to live in every day. You know, they don't really care. You know, they don't experience it. They probably think, I was tired. I go to the gym sometimes and I feel tired afterwards, so what's the problem? They don't understand. You know, I did 160 miles on a bike in 2 days, and that fatigue level was nothing compared to when I was chronically ill. There's no comparison whatsoever. You could do a triathlon. The fucking tiredness you have with ME/CFS when it's got to a severe level is not even like triathlon. It's not even anywhere near as draining and fatiguing as ME/CFS chronic illness. Your body's deteriorating. You know, if you can do that level of exercise with triathlon, your body's in a very, very good state, and it can deal with that kind of thing. CFS, you can barely deal with walking around, you know? People don't understand. That's the bottom line. You need to not worry about anything other than your recovery. Be selfish. That's the bottom line. How not to compare yourself to... Yeah, just don't compare yourself. It's not achieving anything. And when you're feeling low, understand that you are working towards a better future for yourself. You're working towards the things that you wish you can do, that you're going to make a reality. You're going to just visualize what you want to be a year from now. I want to be taking the dog a walk for half an hour. You know, something simple. Don't have massive expectations for yourself. Just go, I'd like to do this, you know. For me, I was like, a year or two from now, I'd love to be able to do pull-ups. And I'd imagine myself going to the park, and I'd just jump up and just pull myself up like this. And I loved just the idea of being able to control my body like that after being so handicapped for such a long time. And then a year or two later, that's where I was. So I think visualizing gratitude, being positive, being selfish, not considering anyone else's opinions in terms of, you know, people that just don't understand, you know. Obviously, if you're listening to me, you want to take into some of my considerations, because I've been through it and I've recovered. But the people in your life that just seem to be draining you, honestly, I just cut them out. I just ignore them. You have to do whatever's best for you. So I hope that helps. Thanks for watching, guys.